So, a little bit of feast for thought. I was just thinking about this earlier, and you know where I fucked up in all this political shit? I've always been a politically conscious person since. Fuck. I remember my dad, when I was a little kid, bringing me to rent movies. One of the few times he came and spent time with me. And he asked me what I wanted to rent, and I said Saturday night, the best of Saturday Night Live. I was like probably 7 or 8, and he was like, "Why do you want to watch that? That's like political shit, man." I remember him saying, "My son's gonna go to college." Oh shit! I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. Um. Anyway, yeah, I did. I guess I did go to college. He was right. I didn't do a damn thing in it because I was a fucking maniac back then. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is, here's where I fucked up. Okay, my whole life I've always been politically conscious. But I never really gave a fuck about like America. I never like loved it. I didn't hate it. I didn't care about it. I just was like whatever. I knew there was a lot of hypocrisy. I knew there was a lot of bullshit, in society. As a kid, I didn't know exactly what it was, because my brain wasn't developed enough to research everything and figure it out, but like now. But I just had this feeling, grown-ups were always lying to themselves, lying to us, lying to each other. And I just, I knew that was fucked up. So, like, another weird example about me, you might not realize, is that I used to sit for the Pledge of Allegiance in grade school because I didn't think that there was equality for everybody. Justice, liberty, and equality for everybody. I knew that some people had less rights than others. And I thought that and I was like in grade school, and I thought I didn't want to stand for that until it actually was true. And I didn't believe in God. I was an atheist as a kid for a long time. I'm not now. Oddly enough, people you seem like you'd be an atheist. Now my belief in God is really strong. It's just way too complicated for me to get into with anybody else. So it is. It would take. I got 20 minutes to make this video, so it would take me forever to try to explain to people what I believe God is and why I believe God exists. All right. So, anyways, so here's what I'm saying. Here's where I fucked up. Here's where things changed for me. Like, I never gave a shit. Back to what I was saying. I never gave a shit about who the president was. George W. Bush made me start looking at who the president was pretty closely because of his last term and everything that happened there. And then when that was where the fuck up started to happen. I started to realize, what Republicans were trying to do and how evil they were being when it came to being homophobic, when it came to religious freedom, when it came to trying to roll back civil rights for whatever fucking reason. Like, they hated, affirmative action or whatever to make sure black people got hired at jobs when generationally they were denied that privilege for decades and decades. But affirmative action was unfair. Shut. And you don't want to do reparations. You don't want to pay us for building this country. Whatever. I guess I understand that, because then you'd have to admit that you were wrong or something. I don't know, white people. I'm half white too. And that's fucked up, because my ancestors were the slaves and the slave owners. I'm pissed off about slavery and guilty about it. I hate this shit. I hate racists and I hate racism. And that's why I've noticed the Republican Party was always about homophobia and racism. And that ain't me. And when George W. Bush made that more evident than anybody. Because Reagan wasn't like that bad. Like, Reagan was an American president like those before him. Like, yeah, he was a Republican American president, so he did a lot of deregulation and tax cuts for the wealthy and Reaganomics and all that shit. Yeah, okay. I mean, I wouldn't have voted for him personally, but he was an American president. He knew, Reagan knew he had to appeal to everyone, not just the people that wanted to vote for him the most. He had to be a president for everybody. And that's also what Barack Obama knew. And see, that's where it got fucked up. I was so shitty with George W. Bush and all the goddamn fucking mess that he got us in that I was so excited when they decided Barack Obama was the first president. See, was going to be the first black candidate to run for president. My whole entire life before that, I was told that there will never be a black president. I don't think white people get how monumental that was for us. We were told our whole entire lives that there would never be a person of color as president. Never. And here comes Barack Obama, and not only does he doing great, he's like awesome. He's like a good father and a good husband. Now, I want to say this for the record. As a president, there was a lot of things I wanted to smack Barack Hussein Obama in his face for. There's nobody that could become president of this United States without being somewhat fascist, somewhat just corrupt, I guess. I don't know. Nobody. Especially not Trump, who embraces corruption in every facet. You know, I think people like Barack Obama and Ronald Reagan, I think they were corrupt in the way that any president would kind of have to be just by taking the job. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, knowing secrets that the American people will never know about and shit like that. That's corrupt. I mean, in a way, that's corrupt. It's not transparent. I don't know. I don't know what you'd call it. Top secret shit and all that stuff. It's fucking black ops and all that shit. Think about all the people that get killed when they bomb countries and stuff. It doesn't matter how good of a person you are. That shit's fucked up. But that's the thing about Barack Obama now. He was a good man. Maybe he was a fuckhead because he was a president or a politician, but as a man, as a father, as a husband, just as a leader, he was a fucking class act. And the fact that we got our first African American, our first black president, and it was a class act like Barack Obama, you know, it actually fucking, it inspired me so much. It did. I did a lot of things with my life in those 8 years that I probably wouldn't have did if I wasn't inspired by Barack Obama. I mean that. I mean that. His first term, I settled down and I worked really hard and I had a steady job. But then the second term, I went for my dreams. I chased my dreams. I saved money and then got unemployment, and, you know, when I was living square, and then decided to come out of retirement as an MC, and I've chased my dreams down. Led to me becoming an addict, but that's not Barack's fault. That's my fault. Well, whatever. The opioid crisis did kind of get out of control on his watch, but honestly, if he had tried to do anything about it, it would have got filibustered. People forget. They say, what did Obama do for anybody? Anything he tried to do got filibustered by the Republicans because they wanted to make him out to be a failure. You're not paying attention if you don't know that. But anyways. But that's where I fucked up. I became a fucking patriot because of Barack Obama. He made me proud of my country for the first time in my entire life. I actually gave a fuck about who the president was, about what direction the country was going in. You know, when I was younger, I welcomed the thought of the end of the world coming. I was strong and I was badass and I was ready for anything. At least I thought I was. But no, for real, I trained myself in Jeet Kune Do and self-defense and security and law enforcement. I learned how to shoot a gun. I learned how to fucking exceed my limits. Me and my friend Moki did that together. Trained our minds, trained our bodies to get ready for the end. And it never came. And I'm talking, we started this in the 90s because we thought Y2K was coming. And then we kept thinking the end of the world was coming. It never did. And probably never gonna come. But what will come is the end of society. Our society as we know it. Like this, all this shit, all these comforts and amenities that we enjoy as an American. If you're not a white Christian, da 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 da, or fit into this mold, that stuff is going to be taken away from you if Trump gets reelected. And to add to my doom, knowing this, that fascism is going to be the way of America if he gets reelected. It's all fat. We're going downhill fast towards fascism. We're about to hit that wall, that Berlin Wall of fascism. Block. Swear to God, we're heading towards it quickly. And if Biden gets elected, we pump the brakes on that shit really hard, and hopefully we get to do a U-turn. What you got to realize, it's going to be uphill once we get that U-turn. So it ain't going to be just overnight Biden saves us from everything. It's going to take decades to undo the damage that Trump just did in 4 years. Fucking decades. And if he gets another 4 years to do even more damage, it'll never get fixed. There's a chance it won't get fixed even if he loses. But it definitely won't get fixed if he wins. Hey, Nettie. Hey, my kitty, come see me. Look at my aminos. Look at my aminos. Come here, aminos. I love you guys. You're good aminos. You see them? See how cute they are? These my babies. This is my baby girl, the Fluey. This is the Fluey. My Fluey coil. I love the Fluey. She's floofy. But I call her Fluey now because she's a flu. She's got the flu all the time. Anyways, I want to marry my wife. She's my wife already, but I want to make it official. And I don't think that's going to happen if Trump gets reelected, and that sucks. So I hope everybody's voting. I really do. And I know my life and what I want to do don't matter to any of you guys, but it matters to me, and I really hope. But the way this country's going, that should matter to all y'all, You want to hit that fascism wall? You're not going to like it. You are not going to like it. Everything you've ever feared about socialism and Democrats and all that shit will be the reality that we live in if we let it happen. I mean it. I know you right-wingers, you think you know everything. You don't know shit. I'm trying to tell you this, and none of you listen. I don't know why you think you know best. You don't. You're following in the footsteps of people that don't know shit, because if they did, we wouldn't be in this mess in the first place. Anyways. The right wing's holding our society back from progressing. Ask Germany. Ask Germany. That's where the Nazis come from originally. How are they ahead of us in advancements in society? When it comes to diversity, equality, acceptance, and all, how are they ahead of America? It's Germany. In the 40s, they were the Nazis. They were the evilest fucking evilest country in the land. Now, they're like the nicest people in the world. It freaks me out too to think about that, because that's like America was the good guys back then, and now we're becoming the big assholes in the world. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. I want to go back to being the leaders, I guess. I mean, I guess when we were the world police, I always had some criticisms for that, but fuck it, man. If things are better that way, then it should be that way. And I know that when things were like that, it was better. So, last 4 years have been a fucking nightmare. One nightmare after the next. Kids in fucking cages. California being set on fire. Coronavirus. Fucking grabbing bitches by the pussy. Windmills causing cancer. It's just ridiculous. Pressure in Ukraine to create some fake story. And he's still trying to create this fake story, the thing that he got impeached for. And nobody's even talking about that, which I think is fucking crazy. But there's a lot of things that are crazy about our country. I just wish that we can get a little bit of the sanity back, and I hope after this week that's what happens. Alright, peace out, y'all.